Welcome back, everybody, to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, as always, LitecoinLeader. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and share and subscribe to the channel. Hit that little notification bell. Really helps the channel. And also, if you like the content, please share it out and also leave a comment. Really helps out the channel, like I said. So let me jump right into the story today, which is a story at a zero hedge. And it's about the CBDC from the UK. And let me jump over to the other page so I can talk about this story and scroll through it. And I'll try to hit the highlights, but I pretty much highlighted the whole thing. So it's not a long read, but the UK government is pursuing the digital pound while bank CEOs restrict Bitcoin access. So we're talking CBDCs, we're talking Bitcoin, all in one article here. So the Bank of England and the UK Treasury have released a consultation paper outlining their case for a retail central bank digital currency, or CBDC, or digital pound. Scrolling down here, if introduced, the digital pound would be a form of sterling, which is the pound, that would be used by households and businesses for their daily payments. The Bank of England and the UK Treasury will engage with stakeholders, that's the banks, across the country to seek their views on the proposed model. That's also the government, too. Simultaneously, a roadmap unveiled by Governor Andrew Bailey and Chancellor Jeremy Hunt detailed their aim to prevent a run on banks. So they're concerned about run on banks. It's very interesting that they mentioned that in the article. Moving on, according to a Telegraph report, the two officials mentioned above have said that consumers will be prevented from hoarding the new digital pounds issued by the Bank of England. That's very important. I'll come back to that in a moment. To prevent large and rapid outflows from traditional banks, Britons will be limited to transferring a few thousand digital pounds into their accounts. The frictionless nature of digital money is seemingly seen as a potential risk to the stability of the traditional banking system. To say another way, cryptos are a challenge to the legacy financial system, including these CBDCs. The previously mentioned consultation paper indicated that this limit could be potentially $10,000. I'm going to jump out of here for a second and talk to you guys briefly about this section and then continue with the rest of the paper here, or the article. So they're going to limit how much people can participate in CBDCs. That sounds like, oh, we're just going to dip our toe in the water and see how it goes. No, what they're going to do is they're going to limit how much digital pounds or digital currency you can own. So what that will lead to is that they may say okay, you're allowed up to 10,000 pounds in your account. But if you have more or you want more, they'll say, no, you have to spend it before you go get more. So they're going to try to increase the velocity of spending and introduce the more money flow, which we're seeing money flow slow down all around the globe in these legacy financial systems, particularly in the UK, the US, and Western Europe, because people have to save and they're losing their buying power, and they're hunkering down with their dollars and pounds and euros as much as they can. But here they're going to introduce CBDCs, where they're basically going to incentivize or push people to have to spend them in order to get more into their account. I don't know if people are going to fall into that trap or not, but we'll see. So let's go back to the rest of the article, and then I'll wrap it up here. So back to the article, starting in the purple section here, multiple colors. Just as the developments are taking place, bank CEOs in the UK are blocking customers' access to cryptocurrencies due to concerns over fraud and volatility. If you believe that's the reason, you haven't been watching my channel enough. Alison Rose, the CEO of NatWest Group, which must be the bank, told the committee that the bank, there it is, had taken a pretty hard line on cryptocurrency due to the stability and volatility of the platforms and the risk of fraud. So you have fraud, volatility, and stability, which screams like fear, uncertainty, and doubt to me. They are putting bad messages out there to say cryptos are bad, cryptos are unstable, there's lots of fraud. Allison goes on to say that social media and technology platforms were cited as the primary source of fraud, and there is plenty of fraud out there in crypto land. I completely agree with that. But the executives also expressed their support for the new regulations proposed by the UK Treasury. We'll get to regulations in a moment too. All these events indicate the capacity for the government of the UK, with the help of major companies, to lock their citizens into financial obedience with strict regulation regarding the usage of each private citizen's money. That sounds very opinionated and hardline-ish, but I agree with it. I think that this is a hard stance. The UK continues to make further strides towards the confinement and restriction of the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency industry, while pursuing a CBD system that would realize the worst projections of that technology. So the last paragraph is very opinionated. I happen to share that opinion, but I want to point out that, yeah, it's an opinion. So they are trying to limit the access of people to crypto in the UK. They're trying to introduce regulations so that the big boys can get in and buy the Bitcoin with all their big accounts. That's why they're suppressing the price, in my opinion. This is not financial advice. This is just one guy on the internet talking, hoping you'll like and subscribe and share this out and leave a comment down below because it helps the channel, all that good stuff. Also hit the notification bell. Sorry I have to say it in every video, but it really helps the channel, and I don't say it enough, I've been told, so I'm going to keep saying it. So the UK is going to introduce the CBDC, but they're going to be very stringent on it. They're going to limit how much you can get into it. They're also going to basically not allow you to get cryptos with it as much as they can. They may allow you to buy gold and silver if that's available, but very few people own or even go in that direction. So the odds are they're not that concerned about it. I actually talked to Economic Ninja at the Vancouver conference the other day. I think that was last week at this point. And that's what his opinion was, and I share it. I think that with only 1%, less than 1% of average people now owning silver or gold at all, governments aren't worried about people taking these digital currency assets, these CBDC virtual pounds and virtual dollars, and transferring that into hard assets that retain their value over time. But they are concerned about taking these CBDCs and flipping them into Bitcoin. But they're at the same time, they're talking about both sides of their mouth. They're like, we want to limit that, but at the same time, we want to provide regulations so that the big boys can get in and buy their Bitcoin before you get a chance to buy it. So there's a lot of manipulation going out there. There's a lot of FUD. There's a lot of uncertainty. But what I do know that's going to happen, and based on everything I've seen, CBDCs are ready to roll out. They're coming out at some point this year, and they're going to be touted as a savior against inflation. And they're going to be another. It's going to be another what were they, like there's helicopter money, the surplus checks, or the dollars that came out in the when we had the shutdown. So when the stimulus checks, thank you, I finally remembered the word. When the stimulus payments came out, there was adding to the money supply. Right now, the money supply is actually going down, which is hurting the economy because people are all saving as much as they can because they don't know what they're like, how they're going to make ends meet. So they're either buying their supplies now, knowing the price are going to go up, or they're just doing the best that they can and just making do. But these CBDCs, they're going to try to increase the velocity of the currencies into the market by forcing you to spend it in order to make room to get more into your account. So lots said today. I hope to see your comments. I'd love to see it at the Wisconsin event. It's not, by the time this one airs, it's probably going to be over. But in any event, I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope you're watching EconomicPreppers too. The link for that is the other channel. Is going to be in the pinned comment. It's also going to be in the description here. I think we're on like episode 8 already. It's really moving quickly. I don't think we have a guest this week, but we have Chris Taylor from Financial Preppers will be joining us this coming week. So stay tuned for that. Watch the recent episodes, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. But leave a comment. I read them all. I respond to them all. But most of all, I'm going to say, go close the door on the bureau, say follow leader one more time, and I hope to talk to you soon. Take care.